excellent day, an excellent year that's upon us right now. This is our very first recording we're doing in the new year. And I'm very grateful and thankful for this channel, all in one and all. And, I'm always amazing and grateful. But today, I'm double, triple, quadruple. Amazing and grateful because I have in studio with me, man, some wonderful human beings, spiritual beings that are blossoming in magnificent ways. So I'm stepping out of the way right now so they could start introducing themselves. And I'm start to my far right.
And I am very grateful to be here today and thankful for God's mercies and grace. I am Olajumoke Alaobi James.
Alright, my name is Monica Noka. Happy New Year, everyone.
My name is Obiajulu Olabisi Ugo. Happy New Year, everybody.
Okay, that's a long one.
That's a long one.
All right, so I have some friends in Jamaica, right?
So
I have some in USA, and I have some in Kenya that's tuning in, even in Toronto that's watching this channel.
They
So
should learn how to pronounce
let me hear it again.
Obiajulu Olabisi Ugo.
So we're gonna work with BC today.
This is easier.
All right. So so really just so grateful, and start with Monica, and as we're talking about this year being a year of more, and how we can have more. But we have a little bit of history to help people with, because this channel is dedicated to more peace, more joy, liberating our loving nature, more abundance and prosperity. And just in a synopsis, what has this journey? Your two friends sitting one to your left, one to your right. Just share with us what's going on.
All right, great. So I'm so excited really to be seated here because years back I wouldn't have ever believed that I would be in such a place, right? And the reason is I was going through my spiritual life then was just going to church, and I thought God was just far away from me, and that was just it. Pray to God, and there's this man somewhere, and then I'll be saved, and I'll probably not go to hell. And that was the idea I had about about spirituality. That was just it, And I used to hear God was inside of me, and if I let God come in, he would be there. And I just tried as much as possible to understand it, but it was just belief. And then years back I had an emergency, right? Let me call it an emergency because that's what it is. I actually lost my job in the bank. And when I lost my job, at first I thought it was a calamity, but I found out that it's the biggest blessing that ever happened. Now, after that emergency, I connected to myself, as in my real self, and the lowest point in your life is when you actually go in and find God. But that's the truth. That happens. Most people find God there. And I started meditating, and now it became clear to me that I was not separate from God. It became very clear to me, not just from a belief standpoint, but knowing that I was much more than the body temple, and that there was more. I was never giving birth to. I'm not going to die. I'm not going to change, and so many things became clear to me, and I knew. So from meditation, so many things changed in my life, and then I started doing this business. That was when I was doing organo gold, right? And all of that, and I met these wonderful ladies too, who also found out about meditation and other spiritual practices that we have been doing, like the life visioning, affirmative prayer. I also learned how to pray, and so many other things that have made it, just my spiritual life more solid, and I'm unfolding, because every day we learn more. I at that time when I found out that I was one with God, I was like, wow, there's nothing bigger than that, you're one with God. But I just found out that every day you're going higher and higher in stages and states of your consciousness, and it's just been amazing. That's just brief. That's as brief because there's just so much that I have to say, but that's as brief as I can make it.
Okay, well, thanks, for sharing. So, BC, when I remember, I wanna help some people, maybe where you were. But one of the things that when we first connected and we all started hanging out together, you mentioned about being afraid.
Yes.
Could you speak a little bit about maybe what helped you to get to that place of being so afraid, and then what happened why you're no longer that way?
Okay, so because I've come through different religious beliefs, different churches growing up, and one thing that was presented was, okay, you do this or you go this way, you follow this way or you have the repercussions. So there's always like a punishment attached to your loving or not loving God. So that puts a lot of fear around a lot of us, and that fear of, if I don't go this way, if I don't go to church, if I don't read my Bible, if I don't pray, I'm going to hell, God does not love me anymore. And then sometimes things don't work out the way I want them to work out in my business and my career, and then I spiral into depression because I feel like, okay, God is not answering me, or maybe I'm not good enough, or I'm not praying enough. And that fear of, there are so many enemies around, people don't want you to succeed, people are pursuing you from your villages. It's a Nigerian thing. We have that belief that don't tell them when you're pregnant. Don't tell them when you're pregnant, because once they look at you and see you're pregnant, they won't let you have the baby. So even as Christians, we found ourselves in those kinds of beliefs, and they held us down. And I remember I used to be so afraid at night, even to sleep. So nobody knows this, just me. I'm saying it now. To close my eyes and sleep, like if I don't pray a certain way. Sometimes when I pray, it's not up to, check the time, it's not up to 30 minutes, I didn't pray enough, maybe God is not listening. And then I pick up my scriptures in the morning and I read, I'm like, I didn't read 5 chapters today, oh God, the Holy Spirit is not with me today. So I lived in that fear. But when I met you and we started talking, one of the things that was profound for me was your lifestyle. So you were not just talking, you were living. So I could see the fruit, and I was like, what's this guy up to? Who is he? Why is he this way? So when we started talking and we started, you taught me how to do my meditations, and I started doing the meditations, and my eyes were open to know that God at any time never left me. He's always been with me. God does not get upset when I do something I feel is bad and runs away from me, and then I have to pray and pray and pray before he comes back and forgives me. He's always there. He's always guiding. I just have to open my ears to listen, to hear him. He's right there. Dr. Harry, you have no idea. I sleep like a baby. I don't think about tomorrow. I don't have any form of worries because I know that God will take care of tomorrow. So it got me to a place where I have peace. Even on the days I do not have the strength to do meditation, I am at peace. I know that I will connect with God. And so when I'm able, I connect. There's no fear of, okay, I did not meditate today, I'm going to, maybe an accident is going to happen. That fear just left. So I'm in that place now where I know that I carry God on my inside. He is a part of me. I am a part of him. And that just gives me that peace.
We're going to jump over Jumoke, but one of the things about fear is that fear comes from a sense of feeling separate from God, right? Like you spoke about, feeling like you are some distance. God is out there somewhere, and you feel like you have to do something to get close or try to bring God to you. And that sense of separation now spins into fear. But fear has tributaries: anger and bitterness, resentment and envy, jealousy. And anger, a lot of people don't realize that anger towards their children is not the action of children that causes the anger. It's the feeling of separation that we have within that shows up as anger, that we behave in that way because of that feeling inside. So once we heal that sense of separation inside, the expression of the anger goes down and sometimes it disappears completely. But you shared something with me just today that I didn't know about, what's going on. So just share with people.
Prior to meditation, I used to be a very angry person. I happen to have the same temperament with Jumoke, but she doesn't know. We were born in the same month, so to speak, close to the same day. And so most of our temperaments are the same. So we naturally get angry. We know how to get angry. We know how to bear grudges. We know how to forgive my lying sister. So I used to be so angry because when I feel when my kids, I don't let them be children. I don't let them play. Kids will play. Kids will damage things. It's normal. But then because I'm back from work, I'm exhausted, I transfer all of the aggression to those poor kids. Oh, my darlings, I love you. And when I started meditating, the peace was so much that it reflected on how I reacted to my kids. So instead of going to, I used to have canes.
Really?
Yes, with their names on it.
Oh!
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So you know when you misbehave and they report to mommy, you are in trouble. But when that peace came, when I started feeling God in me, in my words, I tried to, because I used to be very abusive too when I'm upset. So I tried to use positive words. I stopped beating, you do something, they report he has done something. I'm like, why did you do it? He'll give me his reason. I'll reason with him and I explain to him, okay, all right, is that why you did it? And I find out that the reason is not that bad. It's not his fault. The boy is being a boy. Like on a certain occasion, he went outside, pulled up his shorts and laid on the mat. He took a mat to the balcony and laid there. So they reported to me, he's naked outside. I called him, I said, you want everybody to see him? He said, no, it was heat inside. I just wanted to relax. Which made a lot of sense because inside was really hot. On a normal day, I would have flogged him for taking off his shorts and going to lie down outside. So I stopped beating. Then now I call them and I have a conversation with them. And recently my daughter just came and said, Mommy, you have not beaten us since.
That's amazing, man.
Oh, I haven't beaten you since. Okay, something is really happening here.
Hey.
Mommy is becoming a better mommy.
Nice.
You know the word anger, right? And Larry's going to throw it up on the screen for us. It's abandoning the now, generating emotions repressed. When we take our attention out of the present, because that's where the fullness of joy is, right? The presence of God is the fullness of joy. But you have to be in the presence, and meditation gradually helps us to stay in the now, and also inspires us with thoughts. Now I know why you're so happy and but Jumoke, man, what's going on?
I'm just very grateful to God because in this new spiritual realm, you're free to be who you are in terms of busting out in tears sometimes and questioning, Jumoke, so why are you crying? I don't know. And then singing, laughing, happy, and then Jumoke, why are you very happy today? I don't know. Just being able to express your emotion without questioning, without holding back, without suppressing. So you are not bottling up anger because you allow the expression of human emotions that go through you. Because you know that you're a spiritual being, you're able to just stand aside and observe the emotions pass by, without questioning, without having reasons, without hanging them to anything, without pointing fingers at, he said that, she did that, and that's why I'm having this emotion. And I'm truly just grateful to God. I'm so free. I wake up with gratitude, no anger towards anyone, no unforgiveness. It's just lots of peace and joy and happiness and patience with people. Allow them to be. They're just still living in the human level, you know. So I'm grateful to God.
You know, so I'm happy to hear. You know, when we say living in the human level, you know, because while we're here, we still have the human being.
Yeah.
So we're always, to some extent, in the human level, except that when you become aware of your spiritual nature, not believing it, but when you're aware of it, meaning that now you have a clear inner sense of feeling spiritual from within, then it changes a lot of different things. But when you go back to maybe prior to this beautiful state, because right now it's kind of difficult to remember. Well, you know, a lot of people looking at us like these guys must be putting this show on. Because when we started this all-in-one channel, right? There was Harry alone on the channel. Okay, so he's just a happy guy, right? And then Monica comes along and say, okay, he found one, but 4 people. No, what's going on? So before, what was the light bulb, or you know, what was your process? You believe?
Oh, the process of realizing, you know, being aware that what you say into your day is what your day becomes. You label the day. You breathe in your breath, the breath of God within you into life using your own words. So, like you mentioned to me today, you see life the way you have labeled it and described it, not that you experience life the way life is. You know, so once I threw out all the religious beliefs of that there's an enemy somewhere, all the moods going up and down, no longer dependent on what other people are doing, but the Spirit of God within me, the peace and joy that I experienced made me realize that, well, you've been pursuing God all of these years, but in the wrong way. You have been looking on the outside and you have been striving to be perfect, to do the right things, because you are avoiding the hell and the enemy and all of that. While all of that time, God was just within. You just needed to stay quiet and allow Him speak and express Himself through you, for you to experience God in His fullness of joy. You know, it was really freeing to just know that there's no enemy anywhere.
I was talking to a gentleman. He's a reverend this afternoon, because he's, I guess, starting to talk to me and stuff or whatever. He and I talking, right? And so he says his enemies are real, you know. So he's keeping them. He's holding on to them, right? But you know, when you lost your job 3 years ago, I think you said you went to somebody and say there's an enemy and some. I don't remember the details, yeah. And then, you know, something hit you in between 2 different perspectives. I don't remember what exactly it was, but you wanna help somebody who maybe, man, I don't believe this not enemy stuff. You know, share.
All right, great. So when I lost my job, someone set me up in the bank. You know, at the time, it was looked upon as the enemy. So everybody was talking about pray against the person. You know, there was a pastor that had called me and told me what the lady had gone diabolical. This is this is that. This is where this was done, and we need to fast pray against. So he was pray against first day, pray against second day, pray. So after some time, I was tired. I wanted to do something. I wanted to do something better with my time. And then, you know, and funny enough, there were some other people that were calling me to say same thing. You know, have you gone for deliverance? So, but you know what? You know, I started another business and just continued, you know, with what I was doing. But you know, people kept calling me back to ask me if I had gone for deliverance. You know, but when I met you and we spoke, and you told me that no enemies anywhere, and I was like, can this be real? As in, how can you say there is no enemy? Is this not a real enemy? Someone who set me up, in the bank and all of that. That was the way I felt, right? And when, through all of that, I found out that that was even the best thing that ever happened to me. I found out that when you allow God to take control of what's happening, because whether you like it or not, God is in control, right?
Yeah.
We can only
You
just
can try to grab the
An illusion of control, right?
So, in everything, we should give thanks, right? Be grateful, because there is always a blessing. I love the way you say emerge and see. Emergency is an emergency. It looks like an emergency, but it's emerge and see. The way you put it. So see what? Are you going to see the blessings that are behind whatever it is that is happening, the challenging period? Or are you going to see? So, are you going to see the enemies and concentrate on the enemies and waste time doing all of that when you can take advantage of the blessing? The blessing is there. And so, started organo business. My son, I used to have to hospitalize twice a month. For 4 years of his life, he started taking the products, and he became better. And even for just that alone, right, losing my job was worth it, right? So the other day I was talking to my friend, and she said, "Man, that lady is a destiny helper." And it was same friend that we sat down there and were like, "Man, this girl is evil," she's horrible and all of that. But my perception about life has changed. I'm so grateful to God for her.
So
Yes.
from that experience, in hindsight, you now understand what the Spirit of God was actually doing in your life and using her as a vessel, a blessing, without you knowing, and she was mislabeled, and you could have held her in unforgiveness and delayed your own blessings, and all of the peace and love and joy and everything that would have come out of that experience. But with hindsight and now having awareness and understanding, we can then realize that interruptions of our days and our lives, like we experience in the human form, if we allow it in the light of the presence of God in us, nothing in itself is negative. God interrupts our day to take us to the next level. Because
Exactly.
not only did your son get the healing blessing, but your finances is now 10 times what it used to be in the bank. So now you're more grateful for that lady that, oh my goodness, Angel Gabriel, who born
Okay. So as you mentioned that, right? Well, man, you're genius, okay. So when I met Monica, right, because we can talk about this, it's funny, but Monica used to have these big bumps, right, that you used to have on her face, and but you just shared with me that you had them from puberty.
Yes.
Right, and
Yes.
all through getting married, and
Yes.
but what happened recently?
Okay, so so it's beautiful to meditate, really, because there are some presents that come with meditating, right? And over time, meditating and all of that, I learned to listen. To listen during meditation. And so one day I was meditating, and I heard I should start taking I used to do this water therapy. Early in the morning, I take about 1.5 liters of water and stop after some time. I was tired. So it said, I tried so many things, and it didn't, the bumps were there. It was becoming worse. I even went to the spa. And when I went there twice, they said try it third time. I went back there, and it was worse. It wasn't going down, And then, so during meditation, I had resumed the water therapy. So without hesitating, after meditation that day, I took the 1.5 liters and continued. In less than 1 month, I noticed everything cleared. And I was like, okay, I was even afraid to say it out.
And then we
You know,
hold
I'll
on to
just
the
wait.
blessing,
I wanted
oh.
to be I just
Yeah, blessing goes away, right?
I just wanted to be careful, you know, okay, sure that it's really clear and all of that too. And when it's been 2 months, 3 months now,
Wow.
and face is clear. You know, I met someone today. I did a presentation to him for my business. I had known him for 19 years, and when he saw me, he screamed. He said, "What happened to your face?"
It's a funny kind different, right?
He said, "Tell me the secrets." and all of that. So you know, it's just wonderful. You know, meditation is really, really transformational. And you know, I've even started writing. I write a lot because I hear a lot. A lot drops during meditation, right? So meditation is the spa. You know.
Yeah, that's a real spa. Luxury spa, right? You know, I learned from the statement from Reverend Michael, you know, at Agape. You know, meditation is the transportation to transformation of your pimples. So, you know, and I guess wrapping up this first conversation, I think we've had so much fun. You know, so let me start with you. What comments do you have going into this year for people?
Okay, like I tell people now to look inwards. The power is not out there. The power is not in a building where you come to receive it. The power is not with anybody. The power is within you. And if you look inwards, you will find Christ in you. He is in you. He is your highest potential. When you look inwards, you'll be able to, you know, you show more confidence. You are the light of the world. The light is not in a building. The light is in you. So as you look inwards and you see that you are the light, shine that light so that it's not just about talking, it's about your fruit. So when I see you, I see what you serve. I see how you talk to people. I see how you respect people. And then I can tell that you actually bear that mark of Christ. So that's it.
Wisdom.
All right, so for me, okay, I want to start with something that dropped when I was meditating. You know, one of the days I was told that, you know, most times we want to get there, so we're fighting hard to get there, right? Really, there is no difference between here and there, right? Because when you're enlightened, when you wake up, you see that here is there. Everything you need is already inwards. If you're more powerful than your mind can understand. So if you understand that you're one with God, you're very powerful, then you can reflect those qualities that are within you, you know, out there, and then be. You know, I also learned that the difference between here and there is T, which is the illusion of time. So you know, sometimes we say I will get there someday. You know, if you're not there now, mentally you cannot be there. You know, so you can't get there.
There's no there, right?
There's no
It's always
becoming.
here.
It's always here. So so be happy now, right? Release yourself because you're the only person holding back yourself. Release yourself. So when you do less, then you achieve more. You allow God to walk through and as you for more to be revealed. The unique you, you know, the gifts, talents, everything is
The
in you.
creative you.
Yes, creativity. Everything reveals itself, and then more can be achieved in your life.
In this conversation, I learned that when you stay in God's presence, right, you know, so that your vision is clear. I've started reading my Bible for the 13th time this year, and in all of my 12 years, I've always written. So I have records of many things that have dropped, you know, in me while studying the Bible. So right when you're in God's presence, He directs you. I've also learned that life is the way God wants it to be. So always liberally positive, regardless of how it happens to you per time. Whatever happens through the time of your life, is the Spirit of God directing you. So it's a blessing. There's no enemy anywhere.
Yeah.
That thing that looks like is negative is a test taking you to your testimony. Label it affirmatively and allow the Spirit of God to do the right thing, within you. And as I go into 2019, I had goals for January 2019, and I'm shocked. In a week, some of those goals were already done. I'm like, there's still 20 more days. What's happening? Maybe 20 days now. Goals. God, what are you doing here? I'm just grateful for the presence of God. And Dr. Harry, I'd like you to round it up. We can all just seem happy and joyful and glad that God is here with us. How do we help other people to attain the same height in 2019?
We have a book coming out, and I say we, right? It came through me in terms of the authoring of it, but the name of the book is A Book of New Thoughts, 100 Words That Will Transform Your Life. We're on a mission to help to make the world better, all right? So we're participating in helping individuals to come to the realization. And this is not happy talk. This is not, just sounding nice just because we're on video. This is just what it is. And it can be that very same way for you as well. It's not someone to come from on high and make it happen for you. You're going to have to do your own inner work. And that book that's coming out, guys, I encourage you strongly to get your copy. It launches the 1st of February, and we're going to have soft and hard copies, right? We're going to be promoting it all over social media. So God bless each and every one of you. We'll see you at the top of life. You deserve to be there. Bye for now.
Happy 2019.
For those of us who enjoyed this video, or even if you didn't fully enjoy it, well, leave your comments, right? Please share it with friends, family, individuals that you'd like to actually learn about what we're talking about. And please subscribe to this channel as well. Our goal is to really help more of us as human beings on this planet rise and shine and reveal more of our inner peace, joy, and reveal more abundance. All right. So thank you for your comments. I'm looking forward to reading them. I'll seek to respond to them. I'm having a great time. I hope that you are. God bless you all.